for a little afternoon delight baseball here at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, Wisconsin. Mother Nature has shifted around things. We bring you the Division I championship. Kick it up a few hours and we're going to crown a champion in D1 as the Bayport Pirates take on the Milton Redhawks on Bally Sports, Wisconsin. Take a look at the bracket in Division I, and it's all kinds of wonky. 8 teams made the field here, but for the first time since they started seeding these teams, Bill Brophy, seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4 all lost in the quarterfinals, so this was up for grabs. The Redhawks and the Pirates took advantage.
Well, if you like Cinderella, you like this game, particularly Bayport. They were the 7th seed coming into the regional tournament, 4th in their conference. They're playing for the D1 title right now against the Milton team, which was seeded 6th, came in 2nd in the Badger East Conference. So both these teams have overachieved according to the seeding committee, but it makes for a good matchup.
Oh, it certainly does. And 2 good teams, make no mistake about it, and some exceptional players that they are going to rally around here to try to bring home a state championship. Penny, for your thoughts here on Mr. Nickel of Bayport first, Bill.
Well, John Nickel makes things go. At least he has for Bayport in this tournament. You'll see by his numbers, he's been a perennial table setter, 4 for 7, been on base, scored some runs, made that offense go, and they've been exciting at Bayport. Shocked Sun Prairie the first day in a rematch of the state tournament final from a year ago, and then found a way to beat Menominee Falls in the semifinals. We go to the best player in the state, according to most of the scouts. That's Gavin Keelan, already committed to Louisville, but he's expected to be drafted next month in the MLB draft, and it's now a 20-round draft, so your pick there, you're an elite player. Keelan has backed up a regular season performance by putting on a show here in Appleton as well.
Time for the show to begin here on a warm and breezy Thursday afternoon in Appleton. The starting laps and the opening pitch for the Pirates and Redhawks is next.
Did you know Master Force has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool Dad wants, we have. There are hammers, drills, pliers, levels, wrenches, grinders, sanders, compressors, nailers, workbenches, mowers, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. And that's just a taste. Come check out the wide range of products from Master Force, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi. So we're buying a bigger home?
Yeah, a 4-bedroom, but, with room to grow.
Your ocular cavity is experiencing a malfunction.
Because we want kids.
Calculating offspring life insurance.
No, wait, we only have a cat, so we don't...
Calculating farm insurance.
So is there somebody else who can help us?
Only a human who knows you can create a plan that's right for you. That's why for 80 years, we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
When it comes to the outdoors,
We got it going on right here.
Bally Sports Wisconsin is the place to be. From the woods to the lakes,
Nice work.
we've got it covered with tips and techniques from the top pros
It's a great day to be alive.
all year round.
Yeah.
So tune in every Saturday and Sunday morning for the best in outdoor adventure on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
All the information you need
These guys know that they could call their shot.
on all the biggest stories in sports. Local insights on a national scale.
What are you hearing, and what does that mean for Kyrie's future?
Telling you all you need to know about all the teams you root for.
So what's the latest there, Sean?
The best analysis
You need that veteran guy.
from the best sports minds.
You have to show up in those big moments.
All across the map.
All right, let's break it down.
And all in one show. The Rally.
Tournament is brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. The wind is strong, as you can see. It's blowing out. It's been that way all morning and all afternoon. It will be a factor for the defenses today as Bayport is ready to go. This batting card has Nickel. We talked about him to lead it off, followed by Casper, Miller, Black in the cleanup spot, Benson, Grimm the pitcher, Gill the catcher, Labar the third baseman, and Cabot the right fielder. Berkheimer is the pitcher, and he's ready to go as well. We'll get you his numbers in just a moment. But the first pitch of this D1 championship is a ball in the dirt.
You look at the numbers on Michael Berkheimer here shortly. He's a senior, 6'4", 190, they say. 11th game of the year, his ace start. He's third in the team in most starts, but he gets the ball in the biggest game of the year. 30 strikeouts in 43 innings. Walked with 17.
Nickel is the table setter for this Bayport squad. And first strike tossed by Berkheimer, 2-1.
Pirates at 319 collectively. They've hit but 4 home runs, but they pitch it well. They got a team ERA of 2.57.
Missing, 3-1. Nickel hits 365. Liner, fair ball. Great start for Nickel and the Pirates. Going to be a leadoff double here.
Well, Nickel continues to be the fire starter. He seems to get things excited on the bench with that ringing double just inside the line to left. You can see Nickel turning on this one, and it just stays fair. He's happy about that. He's thinking double out of the box.
Nickel, Fox River Classic Conference first teamer. Also plays hockey, Bill. There you go.
Yeah. Going to Northern Michigan.
Northern Michigan. You knew that.
I keep track of those hockey guys.
Yeah, I know you do. And the man on the ice is on the bases here with a leadoff double. Cal Casper's at the plate now. 405 hitter is the sophomore. Another first teamer in the Fox River Classic Conference. Liner into the seats, foul.
Casper 1 for 7 in the tournament. Handles the bat pretty well, though, and played the heck out of shortstop for Bayport the first 2 games here. They held off Sun Prairie to dethrone the defending champs 4-2 in the quarters on Thursday, and then did the same, held off Menominee Falls and prevailed with a 4-3 win Thursday night.
1-1 to Casper. Floater out of the zone, 2-1. So a quick review. The reason we're playing this one not under the lights, but in the middle of the afternoon, they slid it up with Division II games. The semis didn't get played yesterday because of the stormy weather in the area. Keelan at short will gobble it up and make the play. 2 away, or 1 away, I beg your pardon. Here's the defense for the Red Hawks of Milton. Gall, Holcomb, Bastian in the outfield. You've got Bundy, Keelan, Campion, and Vandenberg left to right in the infield, and Campbell is behind the plate for the righty Berkheimer. 1 away, Nickel now down at third on the ground ball out of Casper. Here's Miller, the left fielder.
Heads up base running by Nickel. He saw the play, knew that Keelan's momentum was heading toward first, so he advanced to third where he sits with 1 out.
Inside for ball 1 to Kai. Another first-team all-conference player is Miller. He's committed to UW Eau Claire to play for the Blue Golds. Just got baseball back recently in Eau Claire. High chop, but foul.
Chris Agnew, the Milton coach, playing the infield back here in the first inning. He'll concede the run to get an out. Wants to stay away from the big inning.
1-1 to the 411 hitter.
Miller's batting average is the best. He's also got a team high .652 slugging percentage coming into the tournament. Leads the team in hits with 28 and runs scored with 26.
Lays off there. 2-1.
Harvey Knudsen in his 3rd year at Bayport.
Ball skips away, but Campbell keeps it in the neighborhood. 3-1. And we'll give you a little teaser here. We'll talk about this once we get you through the first inning. But these two coaches have something in common.
Other than coaching in the state title game.
Yes. Fouled back. So stay tuned for the answer.
Now you've got me intrigued.
That's today's Division I baseball trivia question.
We got a corporate sponsor for that? A duck written?
I'm working on it. Now the Ducks can take him.
Okay.
We'll work on it. Count is full on Miller. And Berkheimer erases him. Big punch out there, 2 away.
Berkheimer, good pitcher's pitch right in the corner. Miller couldn't get to it. Again, Berkheimer's showing the ability to get some big strikeouts. He gets one early here today.
And now he'll face the big first baseman, Brandon Black. Strike on the outside corner. Black committed to Whitewater. Got the shaded shades on there, as you can see. Bright sunshine. Big swing, and now Berkheimer 1 strike away from getting out of this first inning jam. Gave up the leadoff double to Nickel. He's at third. Berkheimer wants him to stay there. And he will. Back-to-back Ks by Berkheimer. Top of the first in the books. Red Hawks swing the sticks when we return.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community you live in. Respect, character, dignity. Your community, your team. We're a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award and have been since it began. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions.
The Milton Red Hawks out of the Badger East Conference will send up this lineup card for their head coach, Chris Agnew. Campion to lead it off. Keelan will follow. Campbell, the catcher. Bundy in the cleanup spot. Then Vandenberg. Jackson, the designated hitter. Holcomb, Gall, and Bastian. For Milton with a record of 23-7 now after notching the 2 big victories here at State. Here's Isaiah Grimm on the mound, the right-hander for Bayport.
Again, play 3 games in 2 days. You ask one of your pitchers who doesn't normally get a start to come through in a big way. That's the case here. You can see Grimm 2-2 on the year, but gets the ball, and a must-win situation for Bayport.
Bayport has won this championship before. Back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. Their defense will be Miller, Nickel, and Cabot left to right in the outfield. Labar third, Benson at short, Casper at second, and Black over at first. Gills the catcher for Isaiah Grimm.
Grimm's 4th start of the year, 7th game overall. Command has been an issue. He's walked 13 in 16 innings, struck out 14, so interesting to see how Grimm will handle the bright lights. He's a senior, 5'11", 168.
Having a little moment with his leather there, a press conference with himself. And tough dude to face here to kick things off. Jack Campion, gaudy numbers, 4-year starter, but a Division I basketball commit at Southern Indiana. And a strike to Campion.
Campion's 1 for 6 in the tournament, scored 2 runs, driven in 3.
Off the end of the bat. Shallow right field, second baseman Casper can't come up with it. Neither can Cabot. And Campion wasn't assuming anything, hustling all the way around to get to second base.
The way you should play today, the wind's going to be a factor. It has been already. It will be again. Gusting, well, they said this morning it could gust as high as 40 miles an hour today. It has played havoc with anything hit in the air. Campion just hustling all the way, and Casper and Cabot can't communicate well, and it falls between them for a bloop double.
So, like their counterparts, leadoff man aboard. Brings up Keelan, the shortstop. Bill talked about him in the open. Probably the best player in the state of Wisconsin. Louisville Cardinal bound. Major League Baseball draft coming up. We'll probably call his name. Liner. Base hit. Keelan going to stake his Milton team to a 1-0 lead. Big-time players coming through on the big-time stage.
Yep, this is the stroke the big league scouts like. It's the reason they think he will get drafted. Again, the new look draft with only 20 rounds, you got to be really good to get drafted next month. He goes the other way. Nice approach. Hard hit ball. Barreled up over the shortstop's Benson's head. It brings in the first run of the game.
His dad is the hitting coach at Milton. This the first year that he's played baseball for the high school squad. He was playing with the U.S. national team last year and played with the Hitters Academy. That one just foul. Wow. Campbell almost skids it down the line.
I think it fooled the first base umpire. Signaled fair, but he must have yelled foul because nobody moved on the bases.
So 0-1 to Alec Campbell, who hits .400 for the Red Hawks. Home plate umpire is Zachary Campbell, no relation. That would be something if it was. Rob Ruley's at first base, Brian Inglis over at second base, and Ryan Kramer is over at third. Campbell's down 0-2. And good pitch there by Grimm, but just missed. Last year, Campbell was the Conference Player of the Year in the Badger East. He's going to go play baseball at Winona State. Up there with nobody out and a runner at first. Sawed him off, and into the seats it goes.
Nice gathering here on this sun-splashed afternoon.
Really is. As you look at the head coach, Chris Agnew. Again, back to our trivia question. What do the two head coaches, Agnew and Knutson, have in common besides playing here for the D1 title? Anticipation builds. Fouled off.
Chris Agnew in his sixth year, 1853 with the Red Hawks.
He's an American Family Insurance agent, Bill, back in Milton, has an office there. Shout out to Carly and Sue, who are holding down the fort while he's up here playing baseball with the boys.
Yeah, Carly, somebody's got to do the work.
That's right. Lace to left, and it falls in for a base hit. Campbell smacks it. Keelan to second. Red Hawks, still nobody out here in the first.
Come out swinging. As a team this year, Milton hit .321 with 6 home runs. They've come out here with 3 consecutive hits to start the game against Graham. Another pretty good swing. Campbell barrels it up, and there's 2 on, 1 run in, and still nobody out.
And now here's the sophomore third baseman, Jordan Bundy. This kid has a terrific upside. Also plays football. And he plays a heck of a third base. Not afraid to get in there and charge balls and make plays on the move. And a .351 hitter. Terrific numbers in this lineup for a sophomore. He bounces this one up and over the head of LeBar. Keelan will score. Throw to third is not in time. Bundy drives in a run. It's 2-0 Redhawks.
He's going right for Milton early. Time they get a fortuitous hop. LeBar can't bring the ball down at third, as you'll see here after the big hop off the hardened infield. We've seen it today. It is hard. Goes over LeBar's head. Keelan never stops and scores in the belly flop. Then the throw to third was late, attempting to get Campbell going there. And all of a sudden, Harvey Knudsen wants to settle his troops down as things have not gone well early for Bayport.
Everyone meeting. On the mound, the infield and the battery, and the guys on the bases meeting with the coaches. And Vandenberg, who will step to the plate here.
Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Bayport. I think this is just take a deep breath. You've been here before.
They were here last year.
Yeah, that's, I think, a reminder.
Played in the title game against Sun Prairie and lost. This year they come into the 18 field and they're seated, as you can see on our scorebook. They were the number 8 seed and they got Sun Prairie right away. Got the Cardinals, got revenge, and then won again in the semifinals. They're up against it here. 2 runs in for the Redhawks. Still 2 aboard, still nobody out. Braylon Vandenberg, the batter. And Grimm pounds in a strike. Braylon only a sophomore. Had to learn a new position playing first base this year. Slicer into the seats. Dealing with his own set of injuries this year, but his coach says he's a battler. He just grinds it out to stay in there, knowing they needed him over at first base.
You see what he did during the year. 1 for 3 here in Appleton. Also has walked a couple times in the tournament.
That one a screamer near his own dugout.
Nobody hurt.
Vandenberg ready. Runners with their lead at second and third. Bouncing ball to the second base side. That'll score another run. Vandenberg gets it done, makes it 3-0.
With the infield back, Casper thought about trying to get the runner at home and then decided to get the sure out at first. It's the first out of the game. Campbell scores. Runners each move up a base.
Makes it 3-0.
Now the infield's going to creep in.
And Broden Jackson is the batter. Another sophomore for the Redhawks. You've got the star in Keelan, who decided to play this year with the hometown squad. But this lineup is really a good mixture of experience and youngsters that the blend was perfect to get them here to state for the first time in school history.
Chris Agnew's happy that Keelan decided to play high school ball this year.
Strike 1-1 to Jackson. He's the designated hitter, not throwing this year. He had an elbow injury. Normally when he's healthy, he can occupy first base in the field. Fouled back. Jackson's brother Evan, who's the pitcher of the year in the Badgers South last year, now pitching at McHenry County JUCO program. So trying to make Bro proud here. 1-2 pitch with one away. Ball skims away. Bundy coming down the line. He's in head first. Make it 4-love, Red Hawks.
Got a room behind home plate in this minor league ballpark. And that benefits Milton on this wild pitch. It gets away from Gill. He tracks it down. By the time he does, Bundy has scored.
And a nightmare start here for Bayport, giving up a 4-burger in the bottom of the first. Base is clean now with one away for Jackson. Inside, count goes full. Jackson had some key hits in Milton's sectional victories, 4-3 over Kettle Moraine, and then dispensing McGuanago 5-4 to get the state for the first time ever. Here's another base hit. That's 5 in the inning now for the Red Hawks. Hitting shoes are on today.
Goes Oppo here. Sends that one out to right. It falls in front of Cabot.
And now Owen Holcomb will be the batter.
Yeah, typically we would.
Owen hits .273. His forte is defense. Patrols center field for head coach Chris Agnew and covers a lot of ground. He's made circus catches, big time catches in the outfield this season for the Red Hawks.
Hayden Groff is throwing in the Bayport bullpen. The bullpen's here at this ballpark are in left and right center. The minor league team plays. When the WI plays, the teams warm up on the warning track down either line.
Trying to sneak a bunt down the line. 1-2 to Holcomb. Still only one out. Holcomb the 7th man to bat here in the bottom of the first.
See Groff at the top of your screen in the bullpen.
Opposite field single for Holcomb. The hit parade keeps on spinning here for Milton. Two aboard. Still only one down. Ball will be the batter.
They have had nice approaches, though, including right there. Again, when he just takes where the pitch is delivered and hits it that way.
And now it's Ashton Gall's turn. Ashton's a terrific football player at Milton. That will be his meal ticket at the next level. Takes a strike there. He's smart too, Bill. He's going out to California to play football. West Hills College out in California. It's a wide receiver. Get out of this Wisconsin winter and spring. Squares, gets it down. And then thrown away. My goodness. Another run will score. Black, the first baseman, went to cover. He had to wait for Casper to get there. Casper got there, but then the throw was wide.
But the fact Casper was tardy getting there, I think, threw Black off. As you'll see right here, gets the bunt down. Nice bunt, makes the play. He's ready to throw it right there. Nobody's hit the bag. Has to wait, throws out his rhythm. And it'll be a sacrifice E3, and the merry-go-round of the bases continues.
Ninth man to bat in the first. Braden Bastian is in there with 2 men on and only 1 out. 5-0 Redhawks. Bastian had to deal with injuries himself. He had a broken thumb. But they got him back just in time for the postseason run. Right fielder up there, sitting 2-0. 3-0.
Bastian's 1 for 4 in the tournament, but he scored 3 runs and driven in a couple. In fact, driven in 3. Opportunity here if the coach greenlights him 3-0.
Taking 3-1. Draw a free pass and you get Campion up there, your leadoff man, for the second time here in the inning.
The infield once again in.
It's ball 4. That is the case. Loaded for the Red Hawks. Still only an out. And Campion, who started all this with a double, is back at the plate. There are your runners. Holcomb, Gall, Bastian, Campion again. Just missing 1-0. Six hits for the Red Hawks here in the bottom of the first. Two and 0.
Command had not been an issue. He had given up the 6 hits, as you just mentioned. But until he's thrown 6 of 7 balls to the last 2 hitters, he's located pretty well.
Gets a strike there. 2-1 to the senior .432 hitter. Already popped a double here in this inning. Screamer foul. Evens it at 2-2. Even unless there's a double play ball, even if you get Campion, it's just the second out, and you got to face Keelan with the bases loaded. But see what Grimm can do. Campion ready. To the backstop. It's another wild pitch and another run scoring to make it 6-0.
Second wild pitch of the inning. They've both provided runs for Milton.
So now it's full count. Second and third are the base runners. Bouncing ball up the middle. Gloved by Benson. Looks the runners back. Gets the second out. 2 away, but you got to face Keelan here unless they put him on to load him up. And try Campbell, but Campbell's another good hitter. There's not many holes in this Milton lineup.
Kendrick Gill just looked in the dugout to see if they want to put up 4 fingers and walk him, but they know they're going to go right after Keelan.
Gavin, RBI single here in the first inning. It's his second AB. 11th man to bat here in the first. Left field, Miller gets there, side retired. A 20-minute bottom of the first inning. Milton, they could care how long it takes. They're off to a 6-0 start in the D1 final.
Michelin keeps innovating so the world can move in better ways. Michelin, motion for life.
I wish that summer would be how other kids have summer.
Millions of kids rely on schools for their meals, but those meals can stop during the summer. Bally Sports Wisconsin is partnering with Feeding America. For Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief, scan this QR code to help provide meals for children and families in your local community. Every dollar helps provide at least 10 meals. Donate or volunteer. Learn more at sinclaircares.com.
Back here at the ballpark in Appleton, there's the damage in the first inning, and the Redhawks did plenty of it.
Big start for Milton. Certainly not the way that Bayport wanted to start.
Work to do for the Pirates, to be sure. Benson, the shortstop, will lead it off.
He has a big cushion. He started opening day of this tournament, the first game against Greendale. Went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits and a run, walked a pair and struck out one. Trey Jones came in then, and Justin Schnell. So
Berkheimer, he's got a nice, comfy, cozy pad of 6 to work with here in the second. 2-1. Benson's also the Bayport starting quarterback.
He pitched very well here on opening day.
Sure did. And Berkheimer going right at him. 2-2.
Went 6 1/3 innings. Allowed 4 hits and a run against Sun Prairie. Picked up the win against the defending champs.
Count is full.
That was a good ball game. I mean, he left sophomore Ethan Flogg, was on the JV until the sectionals, came in to get the last 2 outs, but not before Sun Prairie had the go-ahead run at the plate. And Addison Estrenga, who's a big linebacker going to Iowa to play football, was at the plate. And in Rob Hamilton's last game after a spectacular 22-year career of coaching at Sun Prairie, everybody in the place felt, oh, here we go again. Sun Prairie's going to steal another one. And Flogg got Estrenga to go out, and Bayport advanced.
Another K for Berkheimer. All right, our trivia question. What do the coaches have in common? This. Harvey Knutson, Chris Agnew, they both played college baseball for UW-Platteville. Yes, they were Pioneer teammates back in the day.
Who would have thunk that?
I know.
Did we get a corporate sponsor?
I think it's going to be Chris Agnew's American Family Insurance Company.
Well, yeah,
back
you've
in
already
Milton.
given them a plug.
Yeah. He can sponsor him. Agnew graduated from Milton in 1997, played baseball at Platteville. He was a 4-year starting pitcher and outfielder there. And he was also a graduate assistant coach with the Pioneers for 2 seasons. Harvey Knutson gotta find his resume. Here we go.
It's a long one.
No, played and like Agnew, played and coached at Platteville. He was all conference as a player. And they played on the same orange and blue clad squad with the Pioneers. So meeting here in the Diamond, who'd have thunk it? When the seedings came out, Grimm down on strikes. 4 straight Ks now for Berkheimer. He's getting it done with that cozy lead of 6. 2 away here in the second.
Be pitching with great confidence here in the second. Pitches outside the zone, but Grimm goes fishing for it. Berkheimer says thank you very much.
And now Grant Gill, the catcher.
Showing a nice breaking ball and gets ahead on the count there. Do we have you got the stats and resume for the 2 coaches? You got the stats from Wes Larson on that club at Platteville? Our graphics guy?
Yeah, that's Wes's job.
I thought your research and development would have unearthed Wes's stats that year.
Roll it a third. I'll get on it here during the break. Bundy cannon across. Side retired. Middle of 2. Milton with the early lead keeps it that way at 6-love.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Wisconsin because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
What is that?
I don't know. I thought we could do our financial plan online.
Like a robo-advisor? Shouldn't we talk to someone who knows us?
Oh, it knows us.
Enter name.
It doesn't know us.
Robots don't know you. We do.
So let's talk about your goals before we get started.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, every plan starts with a conversation. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Good dog.
We weren't kidding about the breeze blowing straight out to center field here at Fox City Stadium. It's that way, too, just down the road. They had to play the Division II semifinals at the high school home of Appleton West. And both those games are final. Jefferson came back from a 5-0 deficit to beat Mosinee. Mosinee was the #1 seed in that 14 bracket. And Denmark comes back to beat Pewaukee. And so Denmark against Jefferson. That sounds familiar, Bill.
Yeah, I think we saw that last year. Denmark won the championship. They'll do it again at 6 o'clock. Denmark probably hydrating right now. They haven't been done very long.
Yeah, that's the reason for the shift here, having Division I play in the afternoon. Division II this evening under the lights. Vikings and Eagles. Here's Alec Campbell to lead off the second inning for the Redhawks. Campbell singled in a run in that 6-run first inning barrage. Eleven men came to the plate. Campion and Keelan both got 2 ABs in the inning. 2-1 to Campbell. Smacks this one. And down it goes to the warning track. Campbell into second with a leadoff double. Here they come again.
You know, the wind had nothing to do with that line drive double. Campbell puts a good swing on this one, barrels it up and sends it past Nickel in center field. Nickel gets on his horse but can't get there, and Campbell had an easy stand-up double. Going 0 for 6 on Thursday. Campbell now with 2 hits in the title game.
Here's Jordan Bundy, the sophomore. Little comebacker to Grimm. And he gets the out, 1 away. And now Braylon Vandenberg, the sophomore first sacker. Outside for ball 1.
Mentioned Rob Hamilton's career coming to an end after 22 years, and what Sun Prairie's won more state championships than anybody. I think 9. They were trying for their 10th this year, and Rob won 80% of his games. We should also acknowledge that Marty Paulson of Fond du Lac, who coached since 1969, that's 54 seasons, finally retired this year, collected over 600 wins. Only Gil Vicente Royal has more in the history of state baseball in Wisconsin, but quite a career by Marty Paulson. We saw him at the state tournament a couple years back. It's a big kick to see Marty out there, and congratulations on a wonderful career. 54 years of coaching high school baseball.
It's incredible. In this day and age of high school sports, who sticks around that long? Marty did. There's a strike, 3-1. Knutsen's in his 3rd year at Bayport, and Agnew his 6th at Milton. Free pass for Vandenberg. 2 on with 1 away. And Jackson the designated hitter. Slow walk might mean the end of the line for Mr. Grimm.
Yeah, there's nobody in the bullpen, but I think Knutsen feels he's got somebody to come in if need be. See, he's thrown a lot of pitches already, and we're in about the 2nd inning.
Maybe Harvey's asking, which one of you guys used up all the eye black? Well, that's going to be it for Grimm. Tough walk back to the dugout. You go out there trying to do what you can, keep your team in it, and then you get blitzed for 6 right out of the chute. But he will give way here in the 2nd inning to the right-hander Hayden Groff.
Groff was up throwing in the 1st inning when Grimm was treated rudely. Groff has no record on the year. This is his 7th appearance, all out of the bullpen. He's got a couple saves. But 4 earned runs, walked 7, struck out 6. So control's been an issue for Groff when he's got in the game. Hayden's a senior, 6 feet, 210 pounds. And he will try to cool off the Milton bats and put some zeros on the board, give his teammates a chance to come back.
So Harvey back to the dugout. And Groff, who will attend Northeast Wisconsin Technical College next fall.
He's one of 7 seniors on the roster for Bayport.
So Groff in for Grimm. He inherits a pair of base runners here with 1 out. Again, the numbers that Bill gave you, limited action for him. His job is to come into this ball game and don't look at the scoreboard. Just assume that it's 0-0. You got to do your part, hope the bats come around for the Pirates.
Here's Groff's numbers in a small sample size. Charlie Zimmer is now throwing in the bullpen for Bayport, and according to our stats, he hasn't appeared in the game yet on the mound.
All warmed up and ready to go.
And it's Johnny Holstaff, and there's the face of Johnny Holstaff, Charlie Zimmer.
Unfortunately for Bayport, that is the case. Jackson steps to the plate. 2 men aboard with 1 away. Singleton scored, did the designated hitter. And Gill needs to make sure he and the right-hander are on the same page signs-wise.
Of course, Bayport came into the year some bad news. Theo Zeidler was co-player of the year in the Fox River Classic Conference last year, first team. Suffered an elbow injury the day before practice start. Still hasn't been cleared to practice. He pinch ran the other day here. But Zeidler's a D1 pitcher committed to Bradley next year, and he's apparently not available. And obviously that's impacted the year overall for the Pirates, but certainly their pitching plans at the state tournament.
Right after Jackson on that pitch, 1-1. Yeah, they used it as a rallying point. Certainly disappointing. But even without Zeidler, here they are in the title game. So Harvey Knutsen said, look, the rest of our pitching staff knew they had to just do their part, do a little bit more than asked of them to try to make up for the loss. 1-2 pitch. Try to get him to chase. Says something about a team that loses a player of that caliber and they rally around each other. There's another base hit. Here comes Campbell, sent home. No throw, and it's 7-0. 2 base hits now for the designated hitter today.
And the hit parade continues for Milton. And he goes down and gets it and barrels that one up to good contact for Jackson.
Here's Owen Holcomb. It's the bunt down. Across the diamond, and he made that close. 2 away. But he almost beat it out. But the bases loaded.
Good hustle by the center fielder who puts this down. I think he's bunting for a hit as much as will go down as a sacrifice. And his hustle almost turns it into an infield bunt single.
That close. Second and third with 2 down for Gall. Gall did sacrifice in the first. Scooted over on an errant throw. He's behind in the count here, 0-2. Strike 3 called. Roth gets the punch out of the bullpen, retires the side, and only 1 run on the board for Milton, but it extends the Red Hawks lead to 7-0.
Brewers, Mets, tonight on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
Welcome to the Rally. We're here to get you ready for the games with all of the big news in sports.
The Rally is made for today's sports world. It's real-time, interconnected, and everyone has an opinion.
It's insane to even think about it.
The Rally cuts through the noise.
How do you know, bro?
Because it has local sports experts and world-class hosts.
Okay, simple enough. I'm sold.
On the national stage, discussing what you need to know.
Follow me, man.
About the cities they cover and the teams that you root for. A modern sports show for the modern sports world. Rally up with the Rally. Weekdays on Bally Sports.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
No. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
It's Milton by a touchdown here in the top of the third. Pirates, though, still got time to try to cobble things together here. But Berkheimer, he's looked very comfortable, and the offense has helped him make it look that way. Gave up a leadoff double against Nickel, but then went on to retire the next 6 in a row. Labar is the batter.
9 times this year Bayport scored in double digits, including an 11-2 win over De Pere in the sectional final, so they can swing the bat, but they have dug themselves a pretty good hole.
Swung through that pitch, 2-2 did Labar. Up in the air, foul. And up on the roof. Just missing is Berkheimer. Count goes full. Strike 3 call. Well, Berkheimer, you talk about ignoring the scoreboard? He's pitching like it's 0-0. He's now got 5 punch-outs.
Yeah, and that's easy to say. I mean, if a coach comes up to you and tells you that, but you're right. He keeps pounding the zone. Man, that's a wonderful pitch.
1 away. Cabot, the right fielder. Cabot's also a pitcher. We saw him 2 days ago here for Bayport on the hill, on the bump. Roll it to short. Keelan gobbles and throws 2 away.
Yeah, Cabot threw 5 innings of 4-hit ball against Menominee Falls. Allowed 2 runs in that game. Bayport's only used 3 pitchers in this tournament till tonight, or this afternoon.
Top of the order in nickel. Nickel greeted Berkheimer. You might remember, top of the first inning, leadoff double. Made his way to third on a ground out. Looked like Bayport might get something going early, but then Berkheimer did a great job. He retired Miller and Black, both via the strikeout, to strand Nickel at third. Lifts this one high in the sky. Near the foul line, the second baseman Campion makes the catch. Side retired. Middle 3. This one stays tilted in favor of Milton.
The Bally Sports app has more live games every night than ever before. The action doesn't wait, neither can you. Stream your team fast for the biggest home runs.
Whatever it takes.
Pitching duels.
It's the whole bullpen.
Walk-offs.
Unbelievable finish.
Plus, get live pregame and post-game analysis, player interviews.
Let's go.
And so much more than just the score. The Bally Sports app. The game is on.
We're always watching. We're always keeping tabs on things here at Fox City Stadium. Cameras everywhere, microphones. Our guys in the truck. Graphics, can't forget about graphics. Building all these pretty ones. Show you what's happened so far. Eau Claire Regis champs in Division 4. Cuba City for the first time in school history. Got it done against St. Croix Falls. We crown a winner here in D1 and then D2 to wrap things up in the 2022 season as Bastion grounds out on the first pitch he sees here in the third. So it's been an really tough to figure tournament in many ways. Told you about the 8-team field here. Ever since they've been seeding, it's never happened before where the top 4 seeds went down to defeat, and that's what happened in the quarterfinals, and that opened things up. We saw Amherst have an undefeated season, get here only to lose in the semifinals. Earlier this morning, Mosinee in Division 2, the game down the road, they were the 1 seeds. They were up 5-0, lost to Jefferson 6-5. So not ideal, Bill, to be one of the top seeds this year.
Well, at least not in Divisions 1 or 2. I mean, Pewaukee was the 2nd seed, and they got beat as well.
By Denmark.
Yeah.
And I guess, just a couple lessons there as Campion gives it a ride and caught out there by Miller, 2 away.
I mean, they haven't been seeding this tournament this long. It's, 3 years? But the seeding committees did not have a proud moment. Only 2 favorites won leading up to today. Regis was the top seed in Division 4. They won the tournament. St. Croix Falls bumped off Kenosha St. Joe's yesterday, and then they went the title game only to lose to Cuba City. But Otherwise, all the lower seeds have won in the last couple days here.
I've heard a couple coaches the past few days talking. You kind of walk by and you eavesdrop, and coaches and baseball people. And when they're talking about this tournament, and they all say the same thing, it's one game. It's baseball. Crazy things can happen. And even though you may have your best pitcher out there, you may have had your best season, and you're bringing your best stuff here to Appleton, it's one game, and you can't explain it. It's unpredictable at times. And what appears to be a lock or a slam dunk or whatever you want to call it, well, this is a mismatch. This is David versus Goliath. Well, remember what David did to Goliath? I rest my case.
Very convincing.
Thank you. Here's Keelan. Yeah, got the green light there, and why not? Fouled it back. Three and two to Gavin. Launches this one up the elevator shaft on the infield. Black has to go back and catch. Lost his hat and battled the wind and still made the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Groff and the Pirates. They'll build from there. To the fourth we go.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA.
Bayport dugout contemplating the situation here in Appleton. Down by 7 here as they bat in the top of the fourth inning. Redhawks thinking the same thing. Ooh, cool shades.
Go back to your point about the upset craziness of this tournament. I think one of the reasons it's been so unpredictable, we haven't seen the lights out pitcher that we've seen in other years. The kid at St. Croix Falls yesterday, you saw that game. Braden Olson was really good and had the remarkable season where he hasn't given up an earned run in,
all season.
Yeah, 56 innings now this year. So, and he was wonderful yesterday and throwing a 5-hit shutout. But aside from him, we really haven't seen the lights out pitchers that we've seen in years gone by.
Casper out 4-3 as Camping stayed with the play there at second base, one away.
I say that as Berkmeyer's only allowed one hit now 3 of the third innings. But anyway, I think that's one of the reasons that things have been so unpredictable. There's been crazy comebacks and lots of hitting, and but it's made for a fun tournament. And again, nobody has been able to predict accurately what to expect, other than bad weather. We got that last night.
Yeah, that's a given. I mean, it's a matter of if we had to shelter in place or not, and we did. Folks here at the ballpark, they made sure they were all over it. The weather warnings came out here, and they took it serious. And
Mel Dow and his WIA staff made sure everybody was in shelter.
It was the real deal, too. Wind was howling. Miller, a base hit to right. Second hit of the day for Bayport. He's aboard with one away for Black.
Good approach by Miller there to take Berkheimer the other way. Not too many people have done that in this game, and he shoots this one between the hole at first and second. Those guys have tried to pull the ball. It's resulted in 3 ground balls to the shortstop. Casper went the other way to start the inning and a grounder to second, but otherwise A lot of rollover stuff against Berkheimer, who's fanned 4.
Here's Brandon Black, his second AB of the afternoon.
Fanned 5, and I'm selling him short.
And a strike there, start off Black. Shortstop Keelan is there. I beg your pardon. And they got the out at second. Can't turn the double play. So there's 2 down.
Keelan made sure to get 1. The relay throw by Campion in the dirt, and they don't turn the double play.
And the batter will be Benson, the shortstop. Benson struck out his first time up against Berkheimer. First pitch strike. And Bayport, they have been one of the constants, one of the standards in getting the state here in the state of Wisconsin. Swing and a miss. Snap throw to first, and Vandenberg covers it nicely. 14th trip for Bayport. Again, they were back-to-back champs in 2009 and 2010. They were runners-up, lost to Sun Prairie last year, and also have a runner-up trophy in 2012. So a lot of hardware. Right at Bundy. Side retired. Middle of 4. This game stays. A 7-0 lead for Milton.
Brewers, Mets, tonight on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
Welcome to the rally. We're here to get you ready for the games with all of the big news in sports.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
More baseball for you here on Bally Sports Wisconsin. This is the Division I championship, and more baseball to follow. Division II will play this evening. Jefferson and Denmark. That dance card was filled with the 2 semifinals played this morning down the road at Appleton West. Jefferson knocking off the number 1 seeds in D2, Mosinee. Denmark taking care of a very good Pewaukee team. This is Alec Campbell, the lead off the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 to Campbell. Make it 2-1. 2 for 2, a single and a double. Both times Campbell scored. And trying to reach here to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-1.
Aiden Groff threw up a clean inning last inning.
Coming on and making a fine catch is Nickel. Every ball, the wind plays havoc. Nothing is routine, and Nickel got to the spot, 1 away.
Good effort by Nickel. Loses his hat and makes the catch.
It's cool when you lose your hat.
Always looks good.
Makes the highlight better.
Yep.
Here's Bundy. Mentioned Jordan, how he's had a terrific sophomore season, but he's one of these next players at Milton where the sky's the limit. Plays a heck of a third base, and he can hit too. And he gets hit. First base for Jordan. And Vandenberg will be the batter.
Groff doesn't throw very hard, so he's truly taking one for the team when you get hit by a Groff pitch.
Another sophomore that has a big high ceiling, big upside. Bouncing ball into right field it goes. Bundy to second. Vandenberg to first. Nine base hits now for the Redhawks, and Jackson will be the batter.
6 of those came in the first inning when they scored 6 runs. Here's the latest one, a bounder that hits the hole between first and second.
Big cut there by Jackson. It's another sophomore. 3 straight sophomores on the batting card here, and they hit 4, 5, and 6. Holcomb's on deck. He's a junior. One and one.
Jackson's 3 for 6 in the tournament. Now scored a couple runs. So you're saying Coach Agnew's got a bright future with this club?
I think he feels good about going forward. I mean, you get a player the likes of Keelan to come and play and add to this squad. But this was a good team, even without that star power. With it, they had high expectations coming in. They were a preseason top 5 team. They lost Jackson, who was their best pitcher, on the mound. Obviously, he can still hit, but he had a UCL injury. Likely he'll avoid surgery. And so he was not available to pitch, and they thought, well, doom and gloom. But a lot like Bayport, they use it as a rallying point to have others step up. Jackson, DH, full count coming. Laces it. Boy, he can still hit. This one all the way to the warning track. It'll play to pair. Jackson can still run too. 2-run triple for Broden Jackson. Makes it 9-0.
Well, he hits it to the deepest part of the ballpark, right to the 405 sign. Splits the outfielders and rolls all the way underneath the flagpole. And then you can run all day, and Jackson does, clearing the bases, driving in a pair. Cabot finally chases it down. And a trip to the mound from Harvey Knutson, who's walking just as slowly this time as he did the first time when he took the ball from Grimm. Thanks, Groff, for a good effort. And he'll make a pitching change with his team down 9 runs.
So Grimm out, then Groff. He's out now. In comes Charlie Zimmer. Saw him warming up, and the junior will take the baseball here with a man on and 1 away.
Again, he hasn't pitched this year, at least according to the stats. Well, 21's not coming to mound. Let's see how he factored. Black has pitched. So maybe Black's going to get the ball. Yeah, I think Zimmer's going to go to first.
It's like musical chairs. When the music stops, we'll know.
Well, they had Black up the other night in a key part of the game against Menominee Falls, so I gather he's been in some touch situations. Yeah, Zimmer's going to first base. He's a hockey guy, too, by the way. So.
Of course. Should have known.
Yeah. Anyway, but this is Brandon Black, who's played first base. You can see what he's done this year. On for the 11th time. Its previous 10 had been all starts. 22 walks and 18 innings. His job's pretty simple. Stop the bleeding. We should point out, if the 10-run rule is in effect, so if they push that runner in from third and retire the side without scoring in the fifth, Milton would win the game after 4.5 innings.
They know that.
Yeah.
They would love to have the rest of this afternoon off to head south and celebrate back home.
Alert the fire trucks that they're coming home.
You can put them on standby right now. It's 9-0 on 10 base hits by the Red Hawks. They came out here with a purpose today. So Black will continue to finish up the warm-up tosses. Still only one out. Holcomb will be the batter.
Black's a big kid, 6'2", 230. It looked like they were going to bring him in the other night against Menominee Falls. He was throwing hard. But Ethan Flogg, who's been kind of their secret weapon, saved both of the two games on Thursday. They stayed with Flogg in the semifinal game and chose not to bring in Black to pitch. He stayed at first base.
So here is Holcomb. Owen today has singled and dropped down a sacrifice. The 0-1 to Owen. Goes the other way to short. Benson in on the grass will make the play for out number 2. And Gall will be the batter. Ashton. See his day. Wanted to go after it. Held up for ball 1. That time he chased after the high stuff. 1-1. To left, coming in Miller, and he makes the catch. 2 more on the board for Milton. To the 5th inning we go. The Red Hawks in command, leading 9-0.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft Doors, 11% off at Menards.
And it is up and out! It's a grand slam! Willie Adames again!
Sunday, Minnesota United Soccer is on Bally Sports Wisconsin Extra as the Loons invade New England for a road tilt with the Revolution. Sunday on Bally Sports Wisconsin Extra and streaming live on the Bally Sports app.
Line score in this Division I championship tells you all you need to know. Tilted heavily in favor of the Milton Red Hawks.
6 of those 10 hits came in the first inning. They came out with their hitting shoes on and sent 11 guys to the plate to score 6 runs, and it hasn't been close since.
Isaiah Grimm started this game on the mound at the plate here to kick off the top of the 5th inning for Bayport.
Michael Berkheimer has done what you're supposed to do with a big lead. And not act like you got a big lead and throw strikes and pitch your game.
Sure has.
Allowed 2 hits through 4 innings. It's struck out 5. Hasn't walked anybody.
Pounds a strike in there to make it 3-1. There's the pitch count. Very compact for the young men. Grimm will be followed by Gill, the catcher, and then Labar, the third baseman. Off the end of the bat. And it's into the seats. I see some purple jerseys lurking back there. That's the Vikings from Denmark. They've made their way here to the ballpark. There they are, Division II. Got the job done against Pewaukee. Wild game down the road in that semifinal.
They're the defending champs. They'll face Jefferson in the title game for the 2nd straight year.
And ball 4 to Grimm. Puts him aboard to kickstart the 5th. And now Grant Gill, the catcher.
And Coach Agnew didn't like that. He's going to trot out the mound and say, throw strikes, young man.
Scoreboard. And huddle up with Campbell and the rest of the infield here.
And Milton here for the first time, like to make it memorable.
Gill ready. Berkheimer as well. There's your strike. Message received. One and one. Chris Agnew says, my baseball philosophy is pretty simple. Throw strikes, put the ball in play, run the bases well, play good defense. Right field, foul ball. He says, make your mistakes. This is what he says to his team, not us, although it could apply to us. Make your mistakes, Bill, being aggressive and always be competing.
Good advice.
It's kind of cut and paste. A lot of coaches.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Yeah. 1-2 to Gill. The recipe has been a good one for Milton. There's another base hit by Gill. That's 3 hits now for Bayport. Trying to get something going here late with 2 aboard and nobody out.
Coach Agnew isn't like what he sees because he just had started to send some relievers down to the bullpen right about the time this pitch was right down the middle and Gill whacked it into center field.
So now Connor Labar will be the batter. Strikeout victim, his first AB against Berkheimer. Not this time, a base hit. They are loaded for Bayport with nobody out. Pirates won't go quietly.
Trey Jones is throwing in the bullpen as his pitch gets whacked into left field. You can't run the bases aggressively when you're down 9 runs, so coach throws up the stop sign at third. And they play a little station-to-station baseball. Here's Trey Jones.
And this is a pinch hitter for Cabot in the number 9 slot. Austin Holton will be the batter. Austin's committed to Lakeland University. Also plays football on the offensive line. He's a big kid. Another wrestler as well.
6 feet 215. He looks bigger than that. It's 11 for 50 on the year. 2 doubles and a triple among his 11 hits. He's knocked in 14.
Trying to muscle something into the outfield grass to get the merry-go-round spinning here.
I take that back. Holton's played sparingly. He's 3 for 14 with 7 RBIs.
Swings through that offering from Berkheimer. 1-1. Comes through. Base hit to center. And the shutout is over. Bayport on the board.
3 straight hits for the Pirates. And right down the middle, and he's whacks it into center field.
Nice compact swing.
And that's going to be all for Berkheimer, I think. His second visit to the mound. I think Coach Agnew's going to make a change. Third time through the order, he says, I'm not going to let these guys take a peek at Berkheimer a third time.
Yep, pat on the shoulder means good job. We'll change it out. So Berkheimer touched here. And in comes Trey Jones. The left-hander takes over here with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Trey's a freshman. The 6'2", 185.
Having fun?
In the year he's 4-1 with a 1.40 ERA. On for the 7th time in relief. He had a save this year. And that's 27 strikeouts, 11 walks in 40 innings.
Yeah, his coach says he hasn't pitched like a freshman this year. We're excited to have a lefty in the rotation for years to come since he's only a freshman. Stepping in big games. He pitched a huge game at Janesville Craig and got the win. He's also pitched here at State, so making his second appearance here in Appleton.
Here's what Jones did coming into the tournament. In the semis, he threw 3 2/3 innings against Greendale in relief of Berkheimer on Thursday afternoon. Or Thursday night, excuse me, in the semis.
That would be Tuesday night.
Or Tuesday night, yeah.
Today's Thursday.
I'm used to that weekend format, you know.
You're not alone in trying to unravel the calendar these days. Division II had to play this morning, and then they get the game. They get the last game of the season under the lights. So, but we're back on track. 2 champions crowned, Regis and Cuba City. Someone here in Division I, and then Division II will settle the score later tonight. All right, bases loaded for Jones, and leadoff man John Nickel at the plate. Was after the first pitch. Long run for the left fielder, and he comes a long way. Gall to make the catch.
Strong throw by Gall, and again, they're running the bases conservatively, down 8 runs. So Harvey Knutson doesn't want Gill to run, so the bases remain loaded for Casper.
Against Berkheimer, Casper 0-for-2. Big cut there. And this kid doesn't even look like a freshman, does he?
I was going to make the same observation when he came in the game. His game face on, that's for sure.
Yep, very poised. And again, his coach, they were thrilled. Unexpectedly, we get a lefty. That's a good thing. They're in high demand on the baseball diamond, especially on the mound. 1-1 to Casper. Wraps it right to the second baseman. Flip it. Not in time. Keelan hustle over there stride for stride with LeBar and almost beat him to the bag.
You can tell they work well together. Line drive hit right at Campbell. Keelan breaks right away. Is he going to beat the base runner back to the bag? The umpire said he didn't. Keelan thought he did.
Yeah, close. 2 away for Kai Miller. Miller's 1-for-2. He's singled back in the 4th. That one fouled back into the fishnet here at Fox City Stadium. So Jones got Nickel to fly out to left. Got the liner to second base. Now working on Miller. Trying to leave him loaded here. Ahead of Miller, 1-2. Out of play.
They think Miller's going to go the other way. They backed Bastien, the right fielder, up a couple steps prior to that 1-2 pitch.
Tried to get him to chase that pitch. 2-2. Pirates got him loaded here. Miller, again, staying alive at the plate. Jones, the knockout punch. How about the job of the freshman out of the pen? Base is loaded, nobody out. He gets out of it. Bayport on the board with a run, but that's it as Jones slams the door to keep the big lead intact.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 180,000 participants here in Wisconsin who take part in high school sports.
Hi. So we're buying a bigger home.
Yeah, a 4-bedroom, but, with room to grow.
Your ocular cavity is experiencing a malfunction.
Because we want kids.
Calculating offspring life insurance.
No, wait. We only have a cat, so we don't...
Calculating farm insurance.
So is there somebody else who can help us?
Only a human who knows you can create a plan that's right for you. That's why for 80 years, we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Well, the shutout is over for Milton, but Trey Jones, the freshman, the southpaw, came in and left him loaded. Ends the drama there. And the Bats back at it here in the bottom half of inning number 5. Bastion will lead it off, then back to the top of the order. Campion and Keelan. Black the pitcher now, number 3 of the day for Bayport. And the number 9 hitter ready. Ball 1. That one misses low. 2-0. Black looking in, wanted to know the location. Three 3-0. And his catcher Gill says steady, bring it in. Can't do it. Leadoff walk. And now top of the order in Campion. Again, Bill reminded you that the 10-run rule does apply here, even in a state championship game. So if Milton can play 2 now, since they gave up a run, they could walk it off and start their celebration early.
Campion 2 for 9 in the tournament.
Make it 3 for 10. Bastion's going to go to third. Bobbled out there in center field. Would have got it anyway, but runners at the corners and nobody out for Keelan.
Good piece of hitting by Campion to go with that pitch. Hit it hard up the middle. Bastion aware on the bases, goes first to third, and here's Keelan. And isn't it great that you got the player of the year playing in the state tournament? I mean, Gavin Lux is a heck of a player. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew he was going to get drafted in the first round years back, but Kenosha Indian School didn't make it to the state tournament that year, so we didn't get a chance to see him on the big stage. Jared Kelnick didn't play high school baseball, but I mean, Wisconsin's starting to turn out kids to get into the big leagues, and this kid's future is pretty bright. You talk to most any of the baseball people here, you're scouting the colleges or whatever. Again, he's already committed to Louisville, but if he gets drafted next month, and the draft's during the All-Star break, he may take the money and not go to college. But it's certainly good to see the marquee guys get to perform on Wisconsin's biggest high school stage.
I would agree.
Whitefish Bay didn't get here, and that's unfortunate. They had 6 Division I recruits. They were number 1 all year, and I think we were all looking forward to seeing the Blue Dukes here. And again, as unpredictable as this year is, Menominee Falls beat them, so we didn't get the chance to see Whitefish Bay and their star-studded team. But we are getting to watch Keelan, who's 1 for 3 today.
Got his tower buzzed on that first pitch from Black. .20 pitch, and he takes a rip at it. Always, it amazes me that we have as many really good baseball players in this state with the crummy weather, because they all battle it for games, for practice time, but now you've got indoor facilities, you've got baseball academies and travel teams, and so they find a way. Ball gets away, and down to second goes Campion. So I like that, Bill, because Wisconsin kids never use it as an excuse. They find ways to get around the cruddy weather, and they don't blame Mother Nature. They just go out and they love the game. They'll find a way to get better at it. Keelan bouncer up the middle. It's gloved by Benson. He's going to come home and won't get there. He bounced it up there. And Bastion running hard makes it 10-1.
The fielder's choice. Don't think it'll be an RBI. Let's see if they give an error to Benson on the throw. But if the runner comes in from third, Milton has won their first state championship in a 10-run Mercy Rule game.
Campbell getting the signs. Infield in once again. They'll stay there. They'll try to cut something down at the plate to extend this game. Ball 1 to Ellick. 2 hits and 3 trips today for the catcher. And time for a chat.
No, I think there's more kids, Division I kids coming out of the state now than ever before. Maybe it's because of the Hitters Academy and Greg Reinhardt's school in Madison. That they're both travel teams that put together all-star teams in the summer. But, I mean, Whitefish Bay was much heralded with the 6 D1 guys. But, you know, there are kids all over the country. I mean, Louisville has stolen quite a few kids out of the state and gone there and had great success.
Alex Pinellas.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was a Muskego kid who went to Louisville and got drafted by the Brewers. It got traded since then, but
he was a key part of that trade because the organization that got him thinks he's a big-time prospect. So this state has done a better job of producing major league prospects. And again, Gavin Lux was a heck of a player when he was at Kenosha. The Dodgers took him in the first round, and he was in the big leagues 2 years afterwards.
Campbell sitting 1-0. And tried to get out of the way and hit the end of the bat. Off the knob of the bat, 1-1. Up in the air and out of play. Alec Campbell, one of the seniors, looking for his senior moment. Get a chance to punctuate this ball game. Up high, 2-2.
Paul Pinellas was part of that Hunter Renfroe trade. The Red Sox got him, and they thought so highly of him. He was one of the key players in the trade. But again, he's a Wisconsin product. J.P. Fireheisen went from River Falls to UW Stephen Point on the big leagues at Tampa Bay.
They concede Keelan trotting down to second base here. So second and third with nobody out. Count is full on Campbell.
They're just concerned about cutting off that runner at third base.
And they're just going to give him first base here. And the bases will be loaded for the sophomore Bundy. So maybe it's the sophomore's turn to put the finishing touches on this state championship. Up high to Bundy. Big smile on his face. He's thinking about what might happen next. Throw home. Got the force. It was a little half swing by Bundy. He tried to check his swing, and the ball found his bat. So there's one away. They're still loaded here for Milton.
And half swing. Zimmer makes the smart play, takes his time, and throws the plate to get the force.
So Keelan's now down at third. Vandenberg, another sophomore, will try to get it done. 1-0. Infield, of course, in. Outfield, very shallow. They know anything that's over their heads would end the ball game anyway. Two 2-0. And now Black up against it. 3-0, no room. It wouldn't be dramatic to walk in the game-winning run, but I don't think the Hawks care too much. Ball 4 in a state championship. Keelan touches home plate and touches off the celebration for Milton, who wins at 11-1 for their first ever state title in their first ever attempt here at state. They're 1 for 1.
Well, I think they called him.
Did he not go down to first? Did he not finish?
I believe, I don't think I think the inning's going to be over. They're going to turn double play because everybody left the base.
Oh, my goodness. Are you serious?
So they didn't go to touch first base after the walk. The umpires are going to confer to make sure they got it right. But the celebration started prematurely, and when Vandenberg took ball 4, he never went down to first base. Eventually, Bayport threw the ball down to first base. The umpire called him out. By then, the dog pile had commenced. All the base runners had left their positions, and Bayport tagged the bag. And it appears we're going to play on, although, as you see, the caucus continues among the 4 umpires, both teams awaiting the decision.
This is just bizarro baseball.
And now Vandenberg's going to go touch first base, sprinting down there. Talk about the horse being out of the barn. Because Bayport appealed. Well, here comes the decision by the men in blue. I think they're going to tell the 2 coaches what the decision is. Again, the 2 old ex-college teammates are going to hear it for themselves. What a bizarre finish here.
Good old fact. This is like the meeting of the exchange of lineup cards at the beginning of the contest. And every umpire is going to have a word here about what happened.
Well, I don't really see what's worth debating about. It's pretty cut and dry. Either they walked the run in or the guy didn't run to first and they appealed and won the appeal. But the discussion continues. I was going to say it was certainly an anticlimactic finish by walking the run in, but this is even a surreal finish. And it may not be over yet.
This is crazy.
So they shake hands. I think the game's over. Yep. The old college teammates shake hands.
Wow.
And that's how it ends.
How about that?
Milton officially now has won its first state title in a bizarre finish as you'll ever see.
Celebration take 2 for the Milton Redhawks. They were red hot here in the D1 state championship. They came to swing the bats. The pitching was stingy. And where have you heard this before? Oh, yeah, we just said it. They're Division I state champions for the first time in school history in their first ever trip. 11-1. It is a final score, and the handshakes all around Bayport. They finished runners-up for the 2nd consecutive season. Oh, man.
Well, they're finally going to hand out the hardware. But
if you're around this game long enough, you know, you'll see something that you've never seen before, and that right there.
Happy, joy there. Trey Jones. An impressive freshman. He finished this one up, but the key to the game was Milton scoring 6 times on 6 hits in the first inning. They sent 11 guys to the plate, and really it was never close thereafter. They had a run in the second.
We're going to step aside. It's officially official. We think Milton, the D1 state champions, they beat Bayport 11-1.
Brewers, Mets, tonight on Bally Sports Wisconsin.
Welcome to the rally. We're here to get you ready for the game with all of the big news in sports.
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. Both of our children came to us in amazing ways. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night, and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children, because I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them. And I know that they're going to make the world a better place.
It's final in Appleton. In 5 innings, the Red Hawks walk it off to beat Bayport 11-1 before they hand out the hardware. Gavin Keelan joining us from down near the dugout. Gav, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You can hear us. All right. First of all, you're on third base.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear us, Gavin? Gavin?
I can't hear nothing.
I can't
hear nothing.
I don't believe he can hear us quite yet, so we'll see if we can make the proper adjustments and talk to...
Hello?
Okay, let's try it again.
Gavin, can you hear us, Gavin? You can hear us now, Gavin. Okay.
Sir.
Hey, congratulations. You're down at third base. You come home. You think the game's over. What was going on, though, at the end?
Oh, my gosh. I have no clue. I think they were arguing because our runner at first, he didn't go to first base right away. He kind of just celebrated and waited for me at home. I don't know how they would have got a double play there. Honestly, I was pretty confused, but I'm just super happy we pulled off the win, man. I mean, it's Milton, Wisconsin, man. There's 5,000 people. We worked for this. You know, a lot of us played together when we were little kids on a Milton Mad Dogs team, and we've been dreaming of this for a long time since we were 9 years old. So it's pretty special to do it in your senior year with the senior class in your group.
Hey, Gavin, you came back to play high school baseball to get memories like this, I'll bet.
Oh, my gosh, absolutely. Part of my coming back was, people I want to graduate with, but also who I want to finish my high school season with, and guys I want to play baseball with, for my final senior season. And it's pretty special to be able to do that and say that we made it.
What's it like? People say you're the player of the year. You're going to get drafted next month. What are your plans as you await the baseball draft next month?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you, man. Right now, I'm just going to celebrate with my teammates for the next couple of days and process this first.
That's a good idea. But right now, you've committed to play at Louisville?
As of now, yes, sir.
All right, and Gavin, one last thing. This wasn't just a one-player team.
No,
boy, you've got some special guys around here. Pitching, defense, and hitting, they all chipped in to make this championship possible.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely say, overall you see a lot of these bigger schools with a lot, they got a lot of top talent going to a lot of places. But we had the greatest team by far. We did everything right. We did all the little things. We did everything we could to win games. We bought into the system, and we made it happen, man. And it's super special to be able to say that now.
Hey, Milton, with those 5,000 people who are waiting you to come home.
Oh, my gosh. I think they're all here. I got to get my name called up there first.
Hey, congratulations, and best of luck to you, young man, in your future.
Hey, thank you guys very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys.
Gavin Keelan, remember the name, folks. And remember the Milton Red Hawks, Bill, in 2022. He talked about it. It was a special team where everybody bought in. They knew they had a special group with talent, and they put it all together.
Yeah, just to hear the excitement in his voice and to know that he made the right decision to come back to play with the kids he grew up with, and then to get to have this moment, as you say, he's looking forward to getting that medal around his neck to celebrate with his buddies. What a great moment. Seems like a really good kid, and good luck to him, like you say.
Here is our player of the game, brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. We're going to give it to this kid because, well, we could have given it to anybody, but this kid, he's done it all season long, and you heard him. He came back to do just this. He could have just done academy baseball. He could have just said, hey, forget it, but he wanted this memory. He wanted to play with his teammates one more time, and he was a rallying point to get him a state championship.
Yeah, Keelan shows he could pick it, and RBI, 1 for 4 in the tournament, and ends up scoring the winning run in this bizarre finish, which gives Milton their first ever state championship and their first ever state tournament appearance. A wild finish to an impressive performance by the Red Hawks. He had help Vandenberg with a couple RBIs, Roden Jackson with a couple RBIs. Berkheimer, the pitcher, was good at the start. Trey Jones, the freshman, was really good at the end. Again, this is an impressive team, and they're getting rewarded for it right now.
Yeah, all the youngsters that contributed. They'll have some important pieces back in 2023, but right now they're just thinking about how this season unfolded, how they put it all together to earn this moment here at State.
pretty soon. Chris Agnew is going to be awarded the state trophy, signifying the best team in Division I ball in the state.
And here is your Milton moment.
Agnew hands it off to his senior, Alec Campbell, to bring it over to the fans from Milton. But Keelan's right. I guess the whole town's here.
Sure looks like it. They'll celebrate here and there back in Milton, Wisconsin. We'll step aside one more time. We're going to set the table for you in Division II to close out the 2022 campaign.
I wish that summer would be how other kids have summer.
Millions of kids rely on schools for their meals, but those meals can stop during the summer. Valley Sports Wisconsin is partnering with Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief. Scan this QR code to help provide meals for children and families in your local community. Every dollar helps provide at least 10 meals. Donate or volunteer. Learn more at sinclaircares.com.
Brewers baseball is on Valley Sports Wisconsin.
My, oh my, was that ball crushed.
All the excitement.
It's a grand slam.
Live.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out.
All season long. At home and on the go in the Valley Sports app. Take the crew with you so you don't miss the action.
Caught another one.
Brewers baseball all season long on Valley Sports Wisconsin and the Valley Sports app.
The 2022 WIAA State Baseball Tournament is brought to you by Rural Mutual. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. It's the sign of the times here in Appleton. Milton Redhawks, the Division I state champions, in convincing fashion. They needed just 5 innings to get it done over Bayport, winning at 11-1. All right, we had to flip the script to get things done here on Championship Thursday. Coming up next, it'll be the Division II championship between the Eagles of Jefferson and the Vikings of Denmark, a rematch of 2021. For Bill Brophy and our entire crew here in Appleton, so long from me, Bob Brainerd. You've been watching WIAA State Baseball Championship on Valley Sports Wisconsin.